What is good, Marvel Rivals fans, and welcome back to a brand new video. Many Europeans are just waking up to find what was dropped last night. Wow, Dev Diary Vision 2.0 looks insane. But just before we get into the topic of today, there is a new skin confirmed for Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange in a Multiverse of Madness MCU skin for Scarlet Witch. It looks incredible. This is one of my favorite ones that I saw early on. This was like data mined a long time ago, but this looks amazing. Well done. I'm looking forward to this being released with the title later on. So one of the big things that the players have asked for, including myself, is some transparency and information when it comes to changing of characters. And one of those big things was who's getting nerfed, who's getting buffed, and getting that info as to values, numbers, what have changed from the closed beta test to what is going to change season by season on that particular element. We get that particular info right there. Loki and Jeff are the ones that are getting a buff. Magneto is getting a nerf, but we'll find out a bit more on those particular extents and the data information. That particular hero data will be available on the website. I hope that there's something where you click a tab, or it will be news and then you see patch notes. We'll have to see later on into the game's release, especially in month 1 or in the coming couple of weeks. There was also a mention about pick rates and win rates and other types of data information or combat data that players were calling for. Funnily enough, this already exists to a degree, but that's a big question mark behind it. They are going to be providing that particular info, the combat data, officially through the Marvel Rivals channels. However, for those that have been following the channel, you already know we covered this. There's a video on the channel right now which was about Marvel Rivals hero meta data. This is a site called the Marvel Rivals Codex, which was done by Sanctanglia. I'll put a link in the description to this, but it has been removed. Of course, in that previous image, that's what it looked like, but this is what it looks like at the moment. I would say either this data is to be provided once, they can get to make it, but because, well, could a particular Marvel Rivals exec get in? So that previous image was what it looks like when it's fully built. Now, I don't know if this is either Marvel Rivals have said, can you take down a cease and desist, or they might have just waiting for the new meta to kind of drop in to say season 0 and then put the particular data of the, the character's usage, the wins, the losses, or not losses, but the picks, the average KDA, all those particular bits of info still yet to start. So we'll have to see. And Marvel Rivals will largely use their own resources and do this internally, which in some ways isn't a bad thing. So that's positive news. And now on to the topic of audio. There are a lot of people out there interested in how things feel from a visceral nature, from an immersive nature, from the nature of, well, what we all want to see is when you hit something, you want to feel like you've actually hit it, and there's been some like serotonin release as a result of getting that hit off on any type of character. Well, now when you KO characters, when you hit them, when you want recognition that you've done a thing and the thing is good, then sound and audio have been and will be further enhanced when it comes to the game's release and as we go on. With visual effects being improved as well, we're in a really good space with the development team hard at work at getting us all the lovely things we want to hear and see. And hopefully they've dealt with the fact that we don't want to hear every single time, Hell Unleashed! Because after a while that does get a little bit kind of, ouch my ears. There's also other visual improvements, like animations for all heroes, various hit effect modified for increased visibility at long distances, visual effects improvements, audio mixing, the thing that we mentioned with callouts and things like that. And there's a new UI reload prompt. So there's a lot of things that the game team are working on that is going to be of benefit, which we'll see. Onto the subject of map, 4 new maps, which is amazing. Quick match and competitive modes. This will go, and also one conquest mode and a practice range. This will go over the extent of, okay, normal ones, was it convergence, your kind of escorting, your domination, whatever it is, the normal modes that you know from Marvel Rivals in these new settings, but there is more. There's destructible, interactable type of boosts which you can get from destroying things, and then there's ways that you can see on screen right now, like you're destroying the building, it then activates the type of, well, it looks like a spell, but to be honest, it could be like the gravity failing because you're in space. So imagine that, destroying something, and then it's like, okay, that's the gravity field destroyed, and then you can fly up in the air, which is good. It kind of creates that extra dynamic of, oh, I need to get up there higher, faster, and shoot down at enemies. That's nice. There's also some really interesting stuff around the new, I think it's Hydra base. The Hydra interdimensional power allows you to kind of raise and change the battlefield. So you're seeing on screen right now, you're just waiting a little while, whether or not you stand on something and then it just kind of like does it, or you've got to do something in order to do it. You can see there, you've then gone to a higher plane and changing the attack to defense type narrative of stuff. There's also a symbiote match. There's a convergence mode, which I don't know if that again is a separate objective, a PvE type element to it, which is cool. Like if they've got that coming, it's exciting. You just hit the spores, the symbiotes, and they're able to just kind of like I don't think they contract. I think they will just kind of like they'll just expand, and being able to help you out, whether or not creating barriers or giving you bridges. That is going to be a really cool thing. I think that the developers just done a fantastic job with this, adding more like just spice and fun. There's also a new conquest map which is called Tokyo 2099 Warped Ninomaru. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying it wrong. I need a coffee. It's early on in the morning. You can see by just destroying the building, it is sucked up into the sky as part of this convergence that's happening at this moment in time, or the chrono warpy thing, because we've got the time slip, the time stream entanglement that's going on as part of the story narrative. All very exciting. Also, in the Battle of Cheaters, they are doing a very good job. They only had a small amount, 1% in the CBT, but that's CBT and that's not a global launch. I do suspect a lot of cheaters will come to the game, but they've got plans in place to deal with XIM. Nothing when it comes to dealing with the likes of other types of elements of cheating, but it's early days, and reporting is going to have to be the main thing to help out, just target these people. There's still a lot more to be revealed. There's still secrets which they've got on hold at the moment, and whether or not this will be revealed coming close to the launch, we'll have to see. It's been a great dev diary with a lot of hope and a lot of promise. The particular takeaway is the level of information we get about heroes. Yes, they did say they would give us the data on buffs, nerfs, changes, but I want to see that, and that will start positivity for me. But the thing that I like the most is the maps, the Clintar, the interactables, interacting with things like the symbiotes, interacting with destroying buildings and getting something as a result, whether it's a gravity field adjustment or something where you're able to change the scope and the levels and degrees of slide of the map, is a new element of fun and just gives players a little bit more enjoyment. Whether or not it's PvE, we'll have to see on that front. There definitely looks like there's possible, and there's an objective that kind of ties into it. So it's all very good and all very positive, and just roll on the launch. What are your thoughts on this? Put it in the comments down below. I'm going to go and get a coffee and edit this video together. Go and check out the game when it's launched, because hey, cannot wait for December 6th. Can you?